The reason that I got into orthopedics is probably multifactorial, and that I've always been kind of a science guy. The body, things like that have always fascinated me. I was an athlete and did my best, had a lot of fun doing it, went through my fair share of injuries and watched my friends as well as family have their problems as well. I think one of the biggest contributing factors though was that my father is a mechanic and I grew up in the shop. I grew up taking things apart, I grew up putting things back together. And so orthopedics seemed to be kind of the perfect fit for me with my love of science and the body and biomechanics, and incorporating what I learned to do with my hands and building and reconstructing things from my father. I see a lot of injuries from all sports, and there's two different types of injuries primarily. There's overuse injuries and there's traumatic injuries. We see a lot of injuries from football, from trauma, as you can expect with a high impact sport such as football or hockey. But we also see a fair number of injuries from baseball, people who are simply overdoing it or using poor mechanics. My biggest recommendation for players, athletes, and parents would be to not overuse the body. And that a large guideline in orthopedics nowadays is letting your body rest, transitioning to some cross-training type activities, and multi-sport participation. I always tell patients that the key to staying young is staying active, and that as long as you keep moving, your body keeps working with you. My job as an orthopedic surgeon is to help people back to doing what they need and what they love to do. I've been very blessed that as we have moved down here, that I've had the opportunity to work with Mount Juliet High School. It's a rather large high school in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, where I'm the team physician and medical director. I'm privileged to be able to say that I overlook all the sports, and I'm in very close contact with the coaches, the athletic trainer, as well as any and all players that come our way. Hughston Clinic has been exceptional in helping me to provide care for this practice, for this sport, and that anytime I have any injury from any one of my athletes, we treat them like a professional. We get them in that day or as quickly as we can, and there's always work-ins available. Nobody should have to wait and be in pain. So we like to get to the root of the problem and get people back to their activities, which includes the sports. Now, in addition to Mount Juliet High School, I have had the good fortune to also work with CrossHit Baseball in Gallatin, as well as American Legion Baseball, and we also are very blessed that our reputation has helped us to establish relationships with many other schools around the area. So even though I am at Mount Juliet and we may have competing schools around, we are always happy to see those players and treat everybody the same and get them back to what they need to be doing, and we have a very close relationship with almost every trainer in the region. I really enjoy working for Hughston Clinic. Coming out of residency and training and fellowship, there are options all over the country. We kind of found a group that we love being a part of. I have excellent partners that I trust very much with my own patients and with my own family when needed, and Hughston has been ever supportive throughout all my endeavors with the quality of care that I'd like to provide with my patients. They help me to stay active in the community. They help support all my patients as well as my desires as an orthopedic surgeon and as a practitioner, and we continue to evolve with the times. I have never been more proud to say that I'm a Hughston physician, and the ability that we were able to stay up and running, continue to help patients while helping to make sure that our staff still had their jobs and continue to function as a team.